Hello, Abigail here with the Tarotscopes for Cancer season, Gemini Sun, Moon, and Rising. All right, my Geminis, I do these things in order, so you are the last sign that I'm recording, and it's been a trip. Just know that there's a lot of highs and lows, and a lot of variety between all of these Tarotscope readings. So just know that there's a lot of variance. Some parts of your chart are going to be really happy and really productive and full of abundance, and some are going to have to be processing and dealing with some stuff, which makes sense. Uranus is going into Gemini, your sign. It's going to be a bit spicy. It will retrograde back in Taurus briefly, but it is the start of this really massive Uranus cycle. So just know that this is kind of the energy that we're going into with this. Also, I have the companion to this, the astrology of Cancer season, which will be available the day before Cancer season starts. So you can watch that as a companion to this video. Let's get into it. It's really interesting. It is really, I think, about you and your inner world this Cancer season. Definitely check where Cancer is in your chart. But your oracle card is Midnight Brew, the alchemy of you. Love that rhyme. But this is about, I think, you becoming more of you than you even are in this moment. It's about investigating your internal world. It's about accepting all of you. And as we know, Geminis have a multitude and multifaceted kind of personality and ability to exist in the world, which is really beautiful. But it does mean you have a lot more to investigate. You have a lot more parts of self to really enjoy and interrogate and engage with. So I really encourage you to sit with yourself this Cancer season, to take this exalted Jupiter in Cancer and this moment of, you also have the sextile to Saturn, to really sit with who you are and what you want. What makes you the happiest outside of the context of family and friends and society and what is right and wrong and what is good and bad, and really sit with what you need this season. Because we kick off the cards with kind of a downer. But I think it's really essential for us to sit with this, and that is the Ten of Swords. It feels like you're really overwhelmed, and the kind of the faceted parts of you become more fractal and shattered and scattered. And this Cancer season is a time for you to bring the parts of you back together into a whole, into a really dynamic, multifaceted whole, but to a whole. It feels as though you've kind of been giving away parts of yourself, and it's caused a lot of burnout and overwhelm and a lot of pain. And I think it's time to bring all of that back in, to really sit with and listen to yourself and pull back parts of yourself that you might have given away or have wandered off, and really let yourself be whole this season. Allow the exalted Jupiter to really soothe and heal you. Also, don't forget that Jupiter was rampaging through your sign not too long ago, and Jupiter isn't super happy in Gemini. So, you kind of have some pieces to pick up on the other side. And, Uranus is going to hit, and it's a really big outer planets. These are really big shifts. So, definitely take care of yourself this season. Take some time to really heal your wounds and care for yourself. And I love the representation of this card with the swords kind of becoming flowers. You don't have to alchemize all of your pain into something good, but there are parts of your pain that I think are really going to help you connect and create the life that you want. And then moving into this, we have your card, the Lovers. There's a lot of connection and care happening this season. And there is a need for you to be with people who really get you. And not only get you, but also believe and are flexible enough to exist with all of the parts of you, not just the parts that are convenient to them, not just the version of you that makes them happy, but all of you, every part of you, the part of you that are more needy than others, the parts of you that need to be held, the parts of you that are loud. You need to be with people who accept and enjoy all of it. And yeah, not everyone needs to be with everyone 24/7, but your friends should really enjoy who you are in essence. Your lovers should enjoy who you are in essence. Your family should enjoy who you are at your core. And this season, I think, is about coming home to that. I also think with the lovers, it's not always about other people. It's also about integrating parts of self, integrating maybe parts of self that seem opposed, but really they're just the companion to that part. You can't have one thing, a certain thing without the other. Like you can't have light without darkness. You cannot have strength without weakness. You cannot have loud without softness or softness without loudness. So it's about bringing all of these dynamic parts together. I also know a lot of Gemini who are introverted naturally, but who appear extroverted. So tend to both of those sides. Tend to the side of you that enjoys being with people, and also tend to the side that needs a bit of a break. Um, but the season is really about connecting and reintegrating and pulling things back together and listening to our needs and our bodies and really caring for the vessel that you got this lifetime and really loving the uniqueness that your soul gets to experience in this body. And then we do the Five of Swords. Not everyone is on board for you to be yourself. Not everyone enjoys who you are. Not everyone is going to appreciate you and your alchemy and your power and who you need to be, and that is fine. They can go somewhere else. They can take a break. They can go into timeout. Also, huge reminder, I was forgetting. We do have a Mercury retrograde at the end of this month, and that is your ruler. So we are in the shadow period a lot of this season. So there is a lot of conflict going to be coming up. We had a Mercury retrograde last year in partially in Virgo and partially in Leo. So some themes, because this is also in Leo, some themes are going to be revisited from last year. So if there's a relationship that's been struggling since then, it's time to kind of face what that means and um, either work to heal it or release it into the wild, and let it go and recognize that not everything is forever. Um, but yeah, that that retrograde is going to be something special. I feel it. I'm also Mercury ruled and not Gemini, Virgo, but yeah, it's going to be really coloring, especially the tail end of Cancer season. And we're going to be required to reconsider and reflect and really re understand a lot of the stuff that may have felt solid, even though last year that got kind of shook down a bit. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, which is one of my favorite cards. In all of this, I think the crux about finding who you are and accepting who you are and integrating who you are is about finding reciprocation within yourself, within others, within your community, the ability to give and to receive. Everything is transactional unless you're dealing with children, or should be with children, should not be with children. Um, but just because something's transactional doesn't mean it's not valuable. Anyone who tells you that they don't owe you something because you're in a relationship is crazy. I shouldn't say crazy. I don't like using ableist language. Is wild, is untamed. Um, is not acting in good faith, because those people are always the people who want more than they should be getting and want to give you less than you deserve. So look for people who understand that relationships are about reciprocation. They're about, you know, giving and receiving and caring. And the people who aren't, I know a lot of Geminis who have a lot of people around them who love to be around them because there's an excess of energy. Firstly, you're not you're not a limitless pool of energy. And secondly, they don't deserve to just munch on it without participating and really giving back to you. You deserve to receive the care and the interest that you give to other people. And I think something that I often say to people who are talking about going on dates and stuff and wondering why things aren't working, this doesn't have to be about dates, but you are very likely probably the most interesting person in a lot of scenarios. Recognize when something is working because you're um, charismatic and enigmatic and original and funny, and when something is working because you are with another person who is equally energetically vibrational and funny and silly and interesting and powerful. Sometimes you are the sauce, but you shouldn't be the only one who does that, and people shouldn't just be taking from you. So definitely look for relationships and friendships where reciprocation is the foundation, where mutual care is at the root of all that you do, where your needs are not too much for them and their needs are not too much for you. And it doesn't have to be that way just naturally. You have to communicate, right? But people who are willing to do the work in order to be in a wholesome, healthy relationship are essential to you, especially at the point in your life that you're in. And then last but not least, I chuckled when I got this one. the sun. It's like a little echo of this midnight brew. It is like the opposition of this moment. This is all about you. And this is about your growth and your shine and your cycle around the sun. No matter how much we'd like to help and participate with other people, at the end of the day, we do have to take care of ourselves. And when you're in healthy groups of people and relationships, that's not a problem. You can do both. It's only when someone's like, "You're shining too much, you must stop." Very unhealthy. You can both shine. There is enough room and space and housing and land and abundance for all of us. And you deserve to shine as brightly as the person next to you. And they deserve it too. So really dig in to finding people and places and energies where no one has to compete for joy. No one has to compete for who gets the most. Everyone understands that we all get more when we work together. Um, so yeah, it's about you. It's about everyone around you, which is a very Gemini approach. And you deserve to shine this season and dig into who you are and become more of who you are. And I really think that is a lot of the lesson of Jupiter in Cancer. So go check out where Cancer is in your chart and find out, maybe what exactly those themes are, or get a reading if you're not sure, with me or someone else. Um, I'm very much like whoever works for you, but I think you need one. Um, but yeah, there's a lot going on. Take care of yourself. Focus on you this season and your joy and your abundance, and it will naturally overflow into your relationships and your friendships. And those people who love you will love to see you shining ever so brightly. Anyways, if you like my stuff, like and subscribe, pop a comment. I love chit chatting. But yeah, blessed Cancer season, and I'll see you in a different space.